In this lesson, we are going to start adding the properties. So you go to properties and you click on new, but before we do that, we need to get an API key from Google. So we are going to create one. Now let me just backtrack here. So you go to Google and you can just search for API key, and this the link here. You go to the developer section, and this is going to show you all the information that you need, and you go to get key, and it's going to start a new project, and you put in your project name and then create and enable API key. So once Google generate your API key, it's going to look something like this. You can just copy this, and you want to go back to your site, go where it says options, and we're going to add this API key for Google Map. You want to paste it and then save and close, and you want to make sure that your API key is is private. I'm just showing you this one now because it's going to be deleted after this course is created, but just so you know, this is where you get it. Just make sure that it's not something that you just share with everyone. You want to keep that private. Okay, so you've generated. Now we can start adding some properties, and you go to new, and you can add the title of the property, the place. You can choose, is it an apartment, commercial, condo? So start first with the condo. You put the name, and you can put the price for the property, or the rental price for that property there, and then you put the description and then the status for rent, sell, and whole, and then you go over here to location. You put the information there. You go over here to detail. You put it there. Okay, so let's get started with this, and I'm going to add some information about this property now. So now that I've added some of the basic information here, before going on to the next tab, I just want to show you about the image section. So you click on image, and then you want to create another folder for properties, and we are going to add the properties folder, the images in the properties here. So let's open it, and let's add some properties. So we just added this properties, and we're going to choose one that we want to add. Click on insert, and then right here where it says gallery, we want to create a gallery of a few photos so people can see like the inside of it and other things that it has. So right under properties, we're going to create a new folder. And by the way, you can create different folders on different sections, like on the root. Right now I'm just creating the folders within the agents, then properties, so the subfolders. So I'm going to go back to the root, and I'm going to create a folder for gallery. And in the gallery, I'm going to add some photos of the inside of the property. And then I can choose the first one, insert. And if I want to add more, I click on add, and I just go to select. And I can select another image, slide to insert, add. And you see it's very simple for you to add images or to remove images. And let's go and add a couple of more. And this is a really, really important step, and a great thing that I recommend that you do, because people want to see the inside of the property. They want to see outside. They want to see what it looks like. So this is something that you do, but also make sure that you take quality pictures if you're going to put up. I've seen some people take some really horrible pictures and put them up, and then they wonder why, the house is not selling, or, the apartment or the condo, whatever it is not renting out, because the pictures that you have online is not that great. And one thing I want to note here is that you want to make sure that you save your work. So in valid form, you have to put in the price. So you want to make sure that you save your work, because Joomla, the settings by default, after about, I believe, 15 minutes, if it's idle, then you click save. It's going to take you back to log in, and you're going to lose all the work that you did. So make sure that you save it as you work on it. Then you want to go over to location. You can choose the location here, and then you put the address. And once you've finished with the location, put the information, the zip code that's going to show up on Google Maps in the front end. You want to go over to where it says details. This is where you put in the property size, the square foot, number of beds, the bath, the garage, the flat and floor number, and you choose all the features that are part of this particular property. So let's add that. And as you scroll to the bottom here, you can add a video URL. So I'm going to grab something here from YouTube. Let's grab this here. So if you have the videos on YouTube, this is another great way for you to incorporate it on your site. You just paste it here. And if you have floor plans, so let's add a floor plan. First, you want to create a category for floor plans. And then let's upload some images or an image to the floor plan. And this is always good too to have it there, because some people want to see the floor plan to help them, to know how to plan. So we'll add one, add another one, and then you want to click on save. So we have the square footage, we have the beds, we have the garage, the flat, the building year, have a floor plan and options. Everything pretty much is set to go. Run through that. So that's how you add properties, and the same thing goes for apartment, commercial, land. You follow this process to do that. So once you've added everything and you're satisfied with it, just go through one more time to make sure that everything is okay. Details, and you can always come back to edit these. So everything looks fine. You want to click on save and new. Now, one thing that I forgot to mention in the last one here, where it says agent, you want to connect this to the agent that's in charge of that property, because what's going to happen is that on the front end of the site, this property is going to be connected with that agent. So when you click on the agent's profile, it's going to show all the properties that they control. And also, this was created by, if you wanted to, connect this to a different person, let's say you have multiple users on your team that have an account on the site, you can just click here and you can choose that particular person, and then you click save and close. So you've added this property. Now add a few more properties the same way that you did before, as I showed you here. So let's click on save and new. So I went ahead and added a few more properties, and this is what it looks like. So you should have something like this. Once again, you can create your own. The first one I created was just to give an idea of how to get started. So you can have something like this, and the properties are done. Now let's move on to the next lesson.